Hey guys, what is going on? Lego Man 123 back with another video, and today I'll be ranking my Harry Potter Mocs from movie 1 all the way up to movie 8. And I must say, ranking these was very hard because, in my opinion, all these Mocs are awesome in their own way, and I really did enjoy building them. So without further ado, let's get into it. At number 8, we do have my Order of the Phoenix Mock. Now, I really like the overall design with the furnace. I think I used some really nice pieces to make it. But when you have a look at the minifigs, they do look really plain. So I could have possibly had maybe some pieces to create a spell they're like casting out of the wand. Or maybe include like the dummy they do practice on in the Room of Requirement. Because where the minifigs are, it does look pretty plain there. At number 7, we do have my Chamber of Secrets Mock. Now, the reason this one is going higher instead of the Order of Phoenix one is because I really like the overall design with the sort of rock face I have created with the different sort of angled bricks and then just all sort of shapes that has created. But I could have possibly made sure that you couldn't actually see through it, so like make it really dark like that. I think that would have looked a lot more better, and maybe include a little bit more instead of just having the bones there, maybe like having the basilisk scales there. I think that could look really cool. And number 6, we do have my Prisoner of Azkaban Mock. Now, I really like the overall design with this chunk of the Hogwarts Express I have made. I do like the colors of it. I think the red and then the dark grey work very nicely together. The seat design is also really nice, but I could have possibly expanded it out a bit more, like have a section where they put their bags, maybe have another carriage full of a few more minifigs. But I really like how I did incorporate the Dementor and its sort of floating ability. And then I like the position of each of the minifigs, especially Harry on that angle. At number 5, we have my Philosopher's Stone, or the Sorcerer's Stone Mock. Now, I really like the minifigs I have incorporated in this mock. So on this side, we do have 3 Muggles, which are people who don't have magic in the wizarding world. And then Harry, who is going through the brick wall with his trolley. I really like how I did do that technique. I also like the design of the brick wall with the different colored brick pieces, and then also these bricks. Oh, he just lost his bag, and then the tan and then the dark grey pieces are really nice as well. But I could have possibly added a bit more on this side where Harry is, because there's a lot of action happening on this side with minifigs going in all sorts of directions. And then we just have Harry here. So I could have possibly maybe added Ron, Ginny, maybe even Molly Weasley. And I could have expanded the mock, add a little bit more, maybe that way or that way, just to add a bit more detail to it. At number 4, we have my Deathly Hallows Part 2 mock. Now, I really like the design of this part of Hogwarts I have made. I like how I did look like it's been struck by a few spells with some cheese wedge slopes on the ground. A part of a window missing. I also like the tan color. I think it does look really cool, and I like the design of the arch, the brick pieces. But then once you do flip it around, there is a few pieces poking out, which is sometimes annoying because you want to make sure your mock is really nice in all sorts of directions. So that is why it's so high on the list, is because of that. But the overall design with the 3 minifigs and their scared expression is what it made it go up higher. At number 3, we have my Half-Blood Prince mock. Now, this, I believe, is the smallest out of all of the 8 mocks, but I really love the technique I have done to create that sort of crystallized base with a bunch of translucent cheese wedge slopes and studs. I just love how it does look, and when the sun shines on it, it just does look really cool. And then the piece I did use to give that sort of cauldron feel is really nice as well. I also like how I did have the blue plates to give it that water effect. Originally, I just had grey plates, but then you really couldn't see the translucent pieces, so then I did change it to blue. At number 2, we have my Goblet of Fire mock. Now, I really like the technique I did to give it that sort of maze feel with the angle the plates and bricks are on. I also like the detailing with the different foliage pieces, like the tree pieces, the different plants, and then this really nice lime green vine piece. And then I like how Harry is in that sort of position on a 1x4 plate with a stud in the middle, and then this sort of spiky plant over here. But then once you do turn it around, it does look very similar to the Battle of Hogwarts one, with just a bunch of bricks showing. So I could have possibly covered that up by maybe using a few more green plates, but I really didn't have any to cover it up with. At number 1, we do have my Deathly Hallows Part 1 mock. So I love this mock because I just love the overall design of my take on Grimmauld Place. Hope I'm saying that correctly. Very sorry if I am not. I love the archway build with the door and then the brick pieces to give it that sort of old-fashioned and like run-down look is really cool. The sort of plants here are nice with the different pieces. The staircase build, and then the light grey is really nice. And then inside is probably the most disappointing because it's not too much. Because as I did say when I did show all these mocks off, you really can't see too much because you only just see the minifigs with like the door open. So I did try to add a few things in here, but I could have possibly maybe added something in there. But I really like the minifigs, and then the door does move. So if you guys did enjoy this video, so much as I did making it and then also ranking these mocks, because I must say ranking 8 mocks is very hard because all these mocks are very awesome and unique in their own way. So it was very hard to rank them. As usual with these types of videos, I was just expressing my thoughts and opinions because everyone does have their own thoughts and opinions on things. So I would really like to hear what your favorite mock was out of these 8, or even if you have a list of your own from these 8, I would really like to hear it down in the comments below. As always guys, hope you guys did enjoy this video and I cannot wait to see you next video. Goodbye!